See, me, I'm just a firm believer in divine timing, and I affirm that every day. So what's for me is already working for me. I ain't gotta chase that, I ain't gotta rush that, it's already mine. I'm on my own timeline.
You can't rush my greatness, I've been elevating daily on a mission for my people. All the love I've been receiving, oh, got me oh so dedicated to uplift the world's vibration. This is affirmation of alignment with the highest. This the road less traveled. You don't have a say-so in how I move. You don't know my battles. Can't be on my boat with no paddle. How you talking down on the captain, but moving like cattle. Niggas try to play me, but that shit is funny. Get to know the new me. I've been getting money. I've been changing lives now. Conquer my depression, leveled up, and I'm alright now. Yeah. My intuition knows best. I can't take advice from niggas who ain't never share my steps. Fuck a seat at the table, I'd rather go and build a home. Like an architect, I can create a world out of stones. And my foundation strong. Running a marathon, I got tabs on my bones. What you want? I'm a king on the throne. Blazing new trails just to put my people on. What I'm saying is, you can't rush my greatness.
Man, shout out to that, man. Clap it up for that. Hell yeah.
What song is that?
It's Free FR33 Soul.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because you follow, right?
Yeah, gotta follow.
That's
yeah,
nice,
just
nice.
follow them right now. Good song, good jam, man. Good energy, right?
Yes, sir.
Man. But Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
all of us have felt powerless at least once in our lives. Whatever the cause, we might think it's a time we won't ever want to look back on. But we must also know that it is an empowering feeling that we got to survive those bad days once we figured it all out, right? Clap it up for that. After all, we're just human. Everyone has his or her flaws, weaknesses, fears, and insecurities. That's why being empowered despite all these is a sign that we must continue to grow and flourish as a person. Check out these quotes. We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all of the power we need inside ourselves already. J.K. Rowling. You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. Stephen King. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. That's Maya Angelou, man. Shout out to those.
Yes, sir.
Which leads us to our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, words cannot describe how much of an impact this woman makes on her community, and words cannot describe her will, her strength, her passion, and most importantly, her empowerment. She has changed the narrative of pain and has turned it into an outlet to channel inner willpower, mental fortitude, and high-level boxing training. That has taken the platforms by storm. Her captivating skill set has channeled through the media outlets, in which has enabled her to save almost 500,000 followers on Instagram and millions on top of millions of views on TikTok and other platforms.
Nice.
Shout out to that. 1.5 million, 2.4, 6.5. I mean, you get my drift. She has been taking the boxing training by the horns with her passion and talent for teaching exquisite boxing technique to youth, to teens, to adults, to amateurs, and to professionals. Her mitt game is impeccable. Her style is unique. Her passion is unmatched, and she's known as the people's coach. We have the one and only Kammmm Manalo, aka Coach Kammmm. Let's go.
Oh man!
Welcome, Coach.
Hello. I have never had an introduction. That is an amazing. Can we do that again? Like that was amazing. Thank you.
Of course, man. All love, all love.
Hit it on repeat when it comes out.
You know, Coach Kammmm, you're a badass. And I mean that in so many variations and ways. Not just the fact that you teach people how to box and things like that, but your touch, your passion, the way you're teaching and moving with the youth, with adults, the gym, your whole impact is incredible, and you're such a badass. So salute to you, and thank you for being here. Of course.
Absolutely.
One question before we start: why 4 M's on the name?
3 was taken.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
You know, when they see me, they go,
Ooh,
That's a real thing. That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
I like that. I like that. Well, first of all, Coach, tell the audience who you are, where you're from. Really give us a visual of your upbringing, your childhood memories, and how you were raised.
Well, my name is Camille. I'm known as Coach Kammmm. I am from the far east side. I was born in the Philippines, Manila to be exact. Then we moved to Jersey. Family moved to Cali. Now we're here. I come from a very typical Filipino family. You're supposed to grow up, become a nurse or a doctor or a mailman. I'm not sure whichever, but medical field was definitely something that had to happen in my family, but I said, no, I'm not doing that. So I went and did something else.
What was it about the medical field that turned you off?
The fact that I might have killed somebody giving them the wrong medication. No, that's a real thing. I can't even imagine how hard it is to be a nurse or a doctor. That's just insane.
Yeah. I'm in the medical field, and I've been a medical assistant for 14 years, and now I run an urgent care in Irvine, team of 12 people. But what you stated, that giving people wrong medication, that actually happens more often than you think. And people got to be careful with that. You know
the ones you hear about.
Yeah, the ones you hear about, right?
Right.
So both your parents are in the medical field. They're both nurses, if I'm not mistaken.
Both at Kaiser.
Wow, salute to them. I've been trying to get into the nursing program for years. So salute to them and kudos to them for accomplishing that.
I was in the nursing program.
Really?
I was very close to taking my NCLEX, and then I got cold feet.
Wow. What did you do after the fact?
I became a sales associate.
Okay.
Nice.
I just did something regular. I didn't know what to do with my life, honestly. It was hard. It was hard to figure it out because everybody seemed like they were just in these mundane jobs, and I was like, nah, I don't want to get up and go, I gotta go to work today.
I know the 9 to 5 thing. Huh?
I wanted to be my own boss. I didn't like taking orders from people.
Yeah. Wow. Salute to you for that. That takes courage for sure. Do you have siblings or anything like that, or are you only child?
No. I'm the oldest daughter, but I have 2 younger brothers.
Nice. Perfect. What do your brothers do?
Okay, one dances. He's a break dancer.
Wow.
He also sings at church.
Nice.
The other one, he's in school right now, and I believe he works in a warehouse. So they're trying to figure out life right now.
Yeah.
Where I was at is where they're at right now.
Yeah. Still trying to figure it out.
I know. Me too. I'm still in that boat, and I'm 37.
Me too. Sean.
How was it for a 9-year-old coming to the States for the first time? Were you culture shocked? Was school hard for you? Things like that?
Yeah, I spoke no English.
Wow.
I spoke no English, so I had to take ESL. It was a struggle. I was getting bullied. I wore like clothes that you get from the thrift store because we just came out here. So,
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah, that's tough. Was the transition from the East Coast to the West Coast any different or things like that?
No, it was, well, you know what? It's more, there's more races out here. In the East Coast, I was surrounded by Polish people. So that was the only difference there.
Yeah. Wow. Kudos to your parents for making it. It's tough. You know, my wife's family she comes from an immigrant background as well. And I give her dad a lot of kudos because he came here with nothing. Yeah. And he's had the opportunity to own 2 homes, owns a home now in Orange County, one of the most expensive counties in the world. You know, and man, it's tough. It's rough. I mean, I can't even do that right now. So kudos to your parents. Salute to that. Now, I want to dive into the power of boxing. You know, every person we've had the, talked to, interviewed, that's into boxing has a story and a specific reason on how they got into the sport. Yours was because of an extremely abusive 3-year relationship and your son having to witness that visual. Now, there's an important part of this journey that we want to highlight, and that's the rebuild. Can you talk to us about the first time you walked into Ace of Spades boxing gym and really talk to us about those rebuild times, and how did you find the strength to deal with those reflection moments?
You know, it's funny. When I walked into Ace of Spades, it wasn't even a good experience. I don't know if I think I've said this in another interview before. I walked in there, and the guy who I can't even remember what his name was. He was like, "Oh, we don't do booty boot camp classes," and I was like, "You mother! I want to learn how to defend myself. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
So I came back the next day and I wanted to learn how to fight. But the transition between what I went through and rebuilding myself back up is so hard. Because while you're rebuilding yourself, you're constantly asking yourself, am I good enough to do this? Am I strong enough to do this? am I even going to know how to stray away from another relationship like that? Like, and why am I using a sport to do it? And what people don't understand is when you take your time in something positive to erase something negative, you have to already know that no matter what it is, the good in that is always going to overcome the bad. Whatever, whether you decide to take pickleball or boxing. The only thing with boxing that stood out to me was it's such a strong sport, and it releases energy out of you that lets you believe you're powerful, even though you don't know what you're doing at first.
Yeah.
But because you're throwing punches and you're moving the way that you're moving, you're now like, damn, I kind of feel like a superhero a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I can fight off all these villains and all these, you know. So it's a difficult transition. But once you get there, you're there and you'll never stop.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
After that, wow. Did you have moments where you just wanted to give up at times and things like that?
Boxing is hard.
Yeah.
Boxing is hard. They tell you all the time when you box, you got to get up, you got to run, you got to eat this, and you got to eat that. Man, I didn't do half of that and I was tired. I was like, wait, I got to run how many miles when I'm not here? 6. Where am I going? Like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm not fighting a championship fight. No, you have to be strong mentally and physically for sure.
Yeah, I always give kudos to all the fighters who the strict dieting and all the things that they have to go through is insane. So
Wrestlers and boxers probably worst.
Yeah, wrestlers for sure as well. It's the same lifestyle. You know, I want to pivot to the very first class you had an opportunity to teach. What's interesting is that time you were working on yourself, and this class got sprung on you, and it was filled with a variety of different women. For me, I think this was the turning point into your newfound venture, and the reason I say that is because of the impact you made after the class on the people. What did you learn about yourself after that moment, and talk about the power of the impact that you had?
I learned coming from feeling so small in the relationship that I was in, where I felt powerless. Now I have the power to impact other people, to make them feel powerful when they feel powerless the way that I did. It's so crazy how it shifts.
Yeah.
You know, you go from being beaten down and going, my God, like, what am I supposed to do with myself now? To actually knowing what to do, knowing what to say to these women and to these children. It's insane. Like, I remember a lady came up to me and she was like, I've been wanting to leave my husband for the longest time. I just don't know what to do. And I told her, I said, well, whatever you're doing here, I promise you, these 1-2s, these 1-2-3s that you're throwing, you're going to generate that mentally. And you're going to know. You're going to drive in the car one day and you're going to go, hold up. I don't need to be with this dude no more. All because of this. Yeah. All because of this. So, yeah.
Nice.
Wow. And there's so many women and people in general that are in those situations. And a lot of times they're in the situations for years and years and years. And then they need that breakthrough moment. And you do that in your gym and you see the results. And that's insane. So kudos to you for that. Wow. You know, Coach Kammmm, Jim and I have had the luxury of coaching youth sports, and it's a fascinating experience because you learn so much about yourself, and it teaches you mentorship, leadership. Coaching youth is very rewarding, and you said it best. Kids are where the growth is. Talk about that statement, and if you could give any advice to our coaches out there coaching young people, what advice would you give them?
I struggle with this too. Let me not lie to the community and say, yeah, coaching kids is amazing. Oh my God. Nah, hold on.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Let's tell the truth.
Yeah.
Coaching kids is an art that you have to manage. Kids are a doozy.
Yeah.
Oh. I joke around, but I don't. You got to really know how to talk to kids. Like, there's like a line that you have to translate. You can't be too soft and you can't be too hard. You got to be in the middle. Because once you start screaming too much, you lost them. Yeah. You lost them already. Like, they're like, oh, this lady is mean. I'm checking out of here. Mom, get the stuff. Let's go. Yeah. You know, it's just more so understanding that you were a kid too. And when you were trying to be explained to certain situations, you remember going, yeah, okay.
Yep.
You know, you gotta know that kids are always like this. You can only have their attention span for, I promise you, a maximum amount of like 30 seconds. And after that, if you don't give them something new, they're out of there. So you have to constantly rebuild that communication, but kids, you gotta have patience, bruh. Oh, you ever heard cats? You know, put cats together in one area.
Oh yeah,
doesn't work, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kids.
Do you ever run into situations where the kid doesn't want to be there? One, because maybe the parent is forcing them to go to these classes or things like that.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a dad. He told me, he said, I want my daughter to learn this. If you got to put her in there and she gets beat up, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Wow.
And I told
That's a good
him,
dad.
Right. Dad of the year. I told him, listen, if that's how you believe this is supposed to go, I'm not the coach for her. If we throw her in there and she gets beat up like you want her to, it's not only going to diminish her self-esteem, but it might make her turn to something else worse than whatever it is going on.
That's deep.
You see, so I go, we will guide her. We will guide her. She can get in there. That's fine. But we will monitor this sparring. We will monitor this interaction between her and another child because we want to uplift. The job is to uplift these kids.
Absolutely.
Because when we're gone, these are the ones that are going to run our country.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But you want to instill in them that it's okay to just go gung-ho and get beat up and just beat up on each other. Yeah. That's why the world is what it is now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me stop talking because I was told not to talk politically. But get where I'm going with that.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, wow, shout out to that. Do our parents in there while you're coaching and stuff like that?
Please get away from us.
Yeah.
Stop staring. Like, there's these parents that go in and they go, turn him into Floyd Mayweather. And I go, it's 5:30 in the afternoon. Today? All right, sure.
Yeah.
Like, please, parents, be realistic. This
Exactly.
takes time. I even make mistakes, and I've been in this game a long time.
Yeah.
So
I remember when I coached Pop Warner, I did it for 3 years, but my rule of thumb was I don't want parents on the practice field, and I don't need you sideline coaching.
Yeah.
If you have an issue, get to me after practice. Call me or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But the moment I hear you yelling at your kid while we're practicing, I'm going to kick you off the field.
great rule.
So that was my rule of thumb.
Great rule.
That's on you say that first day of practice, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the very first thing. Well,
Absolutely.
actually, you have a parent coaches meeting
Right,
without the
before.
kids, and that's where I
Absolutely.
stated it in the meeting.
There you go.
This is our rule of thumb. If you don't like it, go to another team.
Great
And they
rule.
respected it. Yeah, they loved it. So, is being relatable important when it comes to coaching people?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. It definitely helps with the girls and the women. And it's hard to hear, but because my business partner is a man who's very respectful. But when I hear women come up to me and they go, hey, I came from this other gym and the dude was just so disrespectful, you know, and he wasn't good to my daughter. He was weird or it was awkward. I'm just like, yo, be professional.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
What? Yes, it is. It's better.
Yeah.
You gotta find some common ground, somewhere.
For real.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to pivot to a pivotal date out there, 9/23/21. You recall that date?
It must be the wine because I don't remember.
It was your first professional corner date.
Oh, yes.
Can you talk to us about that experience?
So before I explain my experience, it was a great experience overall. But the men in this sport do not want to see me win. Let's just be very clear about
Really?
that. Oh, my.
the hell?
We could do a whole interview about that.
Oh, wow.
I remember I prepped myself. I was like, cool, this is my first professional corner. I walked out, did my thing. When it came time to go up there in between rounds, why did I get bumped off? I got
Really?
bumped off. They were like, the head coach at the time who I was working with who I'm not friends with anymore. He was like, they only allowed 2 corner people. And I'm like, no, on the paper it says 3. So what do you... Yeah.
What?
It was a rough start.
In the mix of all that, is the fight going on while this debate's going on?
This was in the corner.
Oh,
this was in the corner. I was holding my water bottle and the bucket, and I was just like, okay. And he was just like, no, we only need 2 people. Give me your stuff. And I was like, oh, my God.
Wow.
No, seriously.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate, right? Jesus Christ. My God. We also want to talk about the art of training. It's not an easy task to tackle. It consists of balance, footwork, strength, speed, mitt translation, growth, mental strength, physical strength, and so much more. Discuss this art form and walk us through your preparation for a day of training.
So I'll start with fighters. Well, I mean, that's probably one of the most important things because, regular people just want to work out and lose weight. But with fighters, we try to see their strengths, we capitalize off of their strengths, and then add more weapons into their arsenal. So whatever weapons they already have, we want to give them more ammo. We want to give them another, like if you have 2 things, you want an extra one. But footwork, I'm big on that. If you've ever watched my videos, I do a lot of dancing around, and because I feel that slow feet don't eat.
Wow.
I like that. Never heard that
I
one.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
they really don't. But I don't have like a map in my head. Like in the morning, I write down all my workouts and I go, it's what I feel in my heart that day. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
Wow,
Nice,
that's
nice.
amazing. No, footwork's it's super vital. And I coach when I coached football. It was vital for the corners and receivers. Your footwork is everything. You got to change direction so fast. So what's going to get you is that footwork. And players hated doing foot drills and things like that because it was so repetitive and just like redundant. But I would explain to them, I promise you, the moment you master this, your game is going to go to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
So it's very
The
important.
pros, too, consistently, they still do it to this day. Consistently.
Yeah,
Every day.
Exactly. It's so important. What has been the most rewarding experience as a role model to men, women, and youth for you?
How and I hate to go to social media, but social media is a business card, right? It's such a platform. It's crazy. When I post something of someone and then I post them again 6 months later and I see the speed, the growth, that's right there. It makes me go, oh, shit, I'm actually doing something right.
Wow. So it's the results.
The results, the way that they smile at the end, the way that they get happy, like, oh my God, Coach Kammmm, we did that combo, girl, we did that. It's just, or when my fighters win, that's another thing. And they go, thank you, Coach Kammmm. Like, I could have never done this without you, and without the team. That's it right there.
It must
Great
feel
feeling.
good seeing somebody come in at the beginning stages and then months or a year later you see the transition and you see the difference in them. It's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to that. Coach Kammmm, I'm going to name some names. And when I name these names, I want you to just briefly talk about these individuals and what they mean to you.
Okay.
We'll start off with, and excuse me if I'm butchering this, Kazumichi and Junko?
Yes. Kazumichi is like an uncle to me. He runs Winning in Redondo Beach. So for those of you who don't know what Winning is one of the top boxing brands out there.
Nice.
I think it's like $600 for a pair of gloves. Kazumichi,
Holy.
slow your prices down, bro. My God. But he works with everybody. Tyson, he's been in the game a long time. Tyson, Mayweather, Pacquiao, you name it. Kazumichi, him and his wife love me. They gave me a pair of Winning mitts, actually. Shout out to them. They're like family.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Next person, Larry Wade.
Ooh, Larry Wade is like a father to me. He is one of the top strength and conditioning coaches in boxing today. He has been for a while. He's coached, right now he's actually coaching, is it Logan Paul? Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coaching him for his fight. He has worked with Caleb Plant, Sean Porter, Shane Mosley Jr., excuse me. Larry gives me the game in boxing. He tells me all the time, Cam, you got to be careful when you're out here. There's a lot of snakes in this grass.
Wow.
Please be mindful. Please be mindful. Shout out to Larry, man. I love you, Larry.
Last person here is the Cannon, Brandon Adams.
Man, what can I say about the Cannon? He is actually my business partner. We have been working together for a while. Brandon actually took my boxing game to a whole nother level. If I was good before, you don't want to mess with me now because of Brandon. Brandon is a 3-time champion, a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends, actually. And if it wasn't for him, I honestly would not be here also today. So shout out to him.
Wow, shout out to you, Brandon.
Absolutely.
So kudos to your success, Coach Kammmm. You know, you've been able to create a large social media following along with, you know, a celebrity following as well. What has that been like?
So the very first time I knew I made it, the game was in my DMs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so I opened it. It wasn't anything bad. He was giving me props. He gave me like a fist and like good job or something like that. Nice. And then I said, oh, shit, I'm out here like that. I'm really out here like that. It's been wild. I have to watch what I say. Watch what I do on social media. I don't speak about a lot of things because I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I do have my thoughts on a lot of things, but I keep that to myself.
Yep.
I fully believe in you love everybody. I don't care what color, what you identify as.
Yeah.
I'm going to love you regardless. And you want to learn how to throw some hands, come see me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been challenging. You know, I at first for me, social media was so difficult to get on camera and talk because I felt so dumb at times. I was like, this is not me because I'm a 90s baby. We didn't grow up with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so it was challenging. But after doing it so much, we got comfortable with it, and now we do it all the time because we know it's the times. Also, I'm starting to notice a transition as far as algorithm. I'm starting to notice we're starting to crack into a different algorithm than that beginning stages of algorithm where you're not really touching things or getting points of views across to a wide variety of people. Right. Did you notice that transition as well with your, social media?
Yes. I mean, I still don't understand social media algorithm. I was just gonna ask you what you meant by that, because one day my videos are doing like 10,000 likes, and then the next day it's like at 1,000, and I'm like, all right, well, they didn't like this or they didn't like that, but I posted what I wanted to post, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
I can't ever. I don't know. I gained, believe it or not, I gained 22,000 followers in 15 days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a video that I did of this little girl. I was teaching her how to throw the hook. And for some reason, it's like at 3 million views now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I guess people like seeing stuff like that. But when I post videos of me with that big dude, Casey, that's not doing so well. So it just depends on what people are in the mood for.
Jesus Christ, it's all over the place.
Right. Today they like pizza. Tomorrow they like spaghetti. I don't know.
So your phone was blowing up when you were getting all those followers, and you're like, "What is going on?"
It's blowing up right now. It's just not on. You just don't see it.
Shout out to that. You know, with your line of work in art, Coach, comes a lot of responsibility. You essentially take on the world's problems because people come to the gym with their stress, their issues, and if you don't balance that correctly, it can weigh heavy on you. You mentioned that your car is your place of peace. What do you do for balance, and how do you take care of yourself and family's worth?
In my car, I pray. My other place of peace is the gravesite where my grandpa is. I sit there and I talk to him and I talk to him and I talk to him. Sometimes he talks back. But balancing is hard. You know, you harbor so many people's feelings, so many people's problems. And you have to sometimes understand that that has nothing to do with you. Sometimes you can make it so personal. Yeah. You just gotta really, really, I feel I'm having a brain fart. Learn how to compartmentalize everything. In my brain as a coach, there's different drawers. There's this drawer, there's that drawer, because fighters have feelings too. Yeah. My business partner has feelings too. There you go. My son has feelings. Yeah. I have feelings. So now what do you Like, what do you do? The lady that's coming in tomorrow is going through a divorce. She is going to tell me about her day. It's like, okay, today I'm going to deal with this. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'm going to deal with that. You got to really know how to level yourself every time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Wow. Yeah, I related to that so much because the car for me is my place of peace. Also the shower. That's where I do a lot of my praying, meditating, things like that.
Yep.
Talking to God, etc. Because in my field of work, it's the same thing. The patients that come in, they put all their weight and their problems on you, and you got to carry that, and you got to fix them. And if you don't fix them now or give them what they need, it's a problem. It's an issue. And then we got our higher ups on us, talking to us. Why didn't you give them this? And it's just like, man, come on, man. I don't have a magic wand here.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. I want to read you something. I want to see if you can relate to it. It takes confidence to take a day off.
Shit. Yes.
I heard that that other day, and I was just like, that's pretty impactful.
I don't know what it is about that statement that hits hard with me because I can't take a day off. Does it mean that I'm not confident? Possibly. Because I feel like if I'm not doing anything, I feel like nothing is getting accomplished.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then people say, like they give this example. When you're in an airplane and something wrong happens, the flight attendant or the captain tells you to put your mask on first before you help somebody. Yep. How am I supposed to help people when I can't even help myself relax?
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. That is a very true statement.
Wow. Shout out to that. Lastly, Coach Kammmm, before we get you out of here, lastly, what is in the works for you in the future, and what impact do you want to leave on people?
We're going to turn Coach Kammmm and Cannon Nation into a franchise. Nice. And I know we've heard this catchphrase before, but we truly live by it. We want everybody to become a better version of themselves.
Absolutely.
And if we have to save the world using boxing, we will.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Well said. Well, Jimmy's got some fun questions for you here.
Ooh.
No right or wrong answer.
Do I need more wine for these questions?
Again, no right or wrong, so just answer as you wish. Question number 1. If you came with a warning label, what would it state?
If I came with... Wait. God, I don't even know warning labels. What is like one? Caution, just caution. Approach with caution.
There you go. That's it.
Exactly.
Question number 2. You said eat a lot. How about Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Oh, damn.
Wow.
It's a better sandwich.
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, okay.
Chick-fil-A has a better sandwich.
There you go.
So, yeah. Okay, if a dog were chasing you, what type of shoes would you be wearing? Random day, you're walking.
Man, I'm always wearing some type of Jordans or Nikes. Watch me wear some Cortezes and fall and trip or something. I would be wearing some Converse if a dog were chasing me.
Nice. Next question. Julio Cesar Chavez or Oscar de la Hoya?
Chavez.
Okay. Nice. Next question. If you had an opportunity to have a message on a billboard, what would it state?
Catch hands with the baddest, Coach Kammmm.
Nice. Next question. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Come on, Jim. We keep winning this thing.
Is that a real question?
Yes. Ooh, that's a heavy question. We'll keep going. Give me your top 5 boxers of all time.
Whew. Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. No, seriously. Manny Pacquiao is number 1. Roy Jones, number 2. Marvin Hagler, number 3. Nice. Bud, got to make that list, especially now. Shout out to him. Number 4. And of course, my business partner has to make the list. Brandon Adams, number 5.
There you go.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Next question. Okay. $50,000 cash or 1 Bitcoin?
What does a Bitcoin cost? I don't know nothing about
It's
that.
about 35 right now. 37.
Cash.
20 more G's.
Right.
No worries. How about greatest boxing upset of all time?
Recently,
In your eyes, or you can remember?
when Bud fought Spence,
Ooh, that's a good one.
that was an upset to me.
Very good
Did I think that Spence was gonna win? No, but I didn't
like
think
that.
it would be that bad.
Yeah.
That was pretty upsetting.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, finish the sentence here. I am Coach Kammmm, and I am
Powerful.
beautiful. Love it.
Let that breathe. Wow. You know, Coach Kammmm, when I've been following you for a while, and I was like, how can I get in contact with her? And I was, researching the Instagram, of course. That's where you go first. DMs, a lot of times, sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they go in that little area where people don't see it. And then I found your website, and then it said contact, and I said, let me just shoot for the stars here. Let me see if she'll contact me. And then randomly you text me, and you're like, hey, it's Coach Kammmm. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I got through.
You did the right thing.
Yeah.
If you knew what were in my DMs, you would understand why I don't touch my DMs. You would know.
Follow directions. You follow directions.
Please do it properly. Oh my goodness.
But we were so excited to have you on.
Thank you.
Again, I can't say it enough. Your passion speaks high volumes. Your impact speaks high volumes. Your energy speaks high volumes. And we're so extremely proud of you and so excited that you came on. And we salute you for all that you do. And we cannot wait to see what you have in store in the future and wish you all the best of love.
For sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course. Any final words, Jim?
Again, Coach Kammmm, thanks for coming on. Again, we like I said, Manny and I are coaches, and again, we do it for the mentorship. Yes, we love to teach a sport, but truly we do it for the mentorship and to teach these kids, because they're going to be the ones, like you said, running our world when we're gone. So hopefully they can lead a good world, right? Pass a good message down,
Yeah, exactly.
as coaches and mentors.
So salute to you for sure. Any final words, Coach Kammmm, for the world?
Be loving and treat each other the way you would want to be treated.
Love it. Let's go.
Golden rule of life, man. Golden rule of life.
And we're out of here. Love.
We out.
Be safe.
I gotta go use the restroom. Oh, you guys almost made me cry. Almost.
Hey, you gotta. Damn.
See, me, I'm just a firm believer in divine timing. And I affirm that every day. So what's for me is already working for me. I ain't gotta chase that. I ain't gotta rush that. It's already mine. I'm on my own time.
You can't rush my greatness. I've been elevating